pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the regular city council meeting to order, and we do have a addition to the consent agenda, but I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as it's written.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Public forum limited to agenda items only. Anybody wish to address anything? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. And second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Item number 6, planning and zoning appointment. I visited with Russ Hake, who lives here in the city limits of Marion, and he's willing to be appointed to the zoning commission. So I would move to appoint Russ Hake to the Marion Planning and Zoning Commission for an unexpired term that will end December 31st. Here a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Resolution 21-12, revisions to the comprehensive fee schedule. Tiffany?
Resolution 2112, there are a couple of housekeeping items on there. This resolution would approve changes to our comprehensive fee schedule, page 5 and page 8. The changes on there, council has already approved previously. Page 5 is the dog impound fee and the mowing fee, which has already been approved. So that's just updating our booklet. And page 8 is the change of zoning fees, which were already approved as well, so that's just updating the booklet. The only new change that we have not previously presented is page 16, which is under our utility fees, and that is a change to the underground electric service. Because of the cost of materials and everything that has gone up, the current fee that we had was not covering our costs for that. So we are requesting the change to change that fee to a bid upon request for that service.
Okay. Any questions, council? I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution 21-12.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Item number 8.
I handed this out last time. It's a charter ordinance that has to do with making the changes in our ordinances that allow you to hire or appoint people that do not live within the city limits. I went ahead and combined ordinances, charter ordinances 17 and 18, and added this in it so that we have one ordinance. It would repeal 17, 18, and 15. As I mentioned before, in looking back through the minutes, the intent when originally, I think it was either 15 or another one was passed, was to allow people who lived outside the city limits to be appointed officers. I think it was done at the time that maybe originally done at the time that Doug Schling was the city administrator, as well as Becky Markovich was the city treasurer. And so this would just clarify everything and make that clear that we do allow that to occur.
Okay. Any questions of council?
Well, I have one. Well, I guess I'll wait until the motion is given to
Okay, and then discussion?
Yeah.
All right. I move to approve resolution, I move to approve charter ordinance 20-21-01. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, council discussion?
On item B, parties appointed shall not be required to be residents of the city of Marion. This leaves everything open to the city attorney, the treasurer, chief of police, fire chief, city administrator. If we wanna go to Wichita, we can hire a city administrator or city attorney or anything. And I'm thinking that maybe we need to narrow it down to just, the treasurer and the, city administrator. I'm okay with them living outside of the residence right now, but I'd like to see a deal added in there that those parties currently employed by the city of Marion, Holder and Makovec, shall not be required to be residents of the city of Marion. Those employees thereafter shall be residents of the city of Marion, and I say this because we pay some of these people big bucks. And I think that they need to help share in the cost of what the city supplies.
And I understand that. The only thing I would also add is that your, city judge does not live within the city of Marion. And so
That's true.
we can make it to only those currently and do that. If you want, I can change that and make that change. It's just, I'm gonna tell you, there aren't a lot of attorneys that live in the city of Marion anymore.
That's true.
I mean, I can make whatever
But that
change you want.
statute also says that we can hire special people.
Right, you're right, but yeah, no, I can make that change if that's what the city council
I'm just
requests.
saying that we don't wanna get rid of these employees, we'd like to keep them,
Mhm.
but I think in the future that they need to be employees of the city of Marion.
Well, I would disagree with that because it's kinda hard to find qualified personnel to do some of the jobs that we have. I know that I ended up, when I was city administrator, I had to hire an individual from Florence for a water plant operator. He was the best one I had available and,
But he's not appointed.
I'm sorry,
He's not appointed. We're talking appointed officials only. Those that we hire to work for maintenance or whatever are not appointed employees, and that's what I'm saying. I'm looking only at the people that are appointed, the city attorney, the treasurer, chief of police, fire chief, and city administrator.
mm-hmm.
And the chief of police and the fire chief are two that I feel that really need to be inside the city for safety factors.
I trust the council to hire people from Marion whenever they can, and all things being equal, choose the local resident. But like the mayor said, there are too many times they're just not out there. It's hard for anybody to find employees right now.
Well, then we could address it at that time.
So
why
we
not
address it
replace
now.
somebody like
We
Bob
should
Sherwood
leave it
back
open and
here?
let the city council decide. That's my thought.
Yeah, what if somebody lives a mile outside of Marion, wants to be fire chief in the future?
Yeah.
And they're, not everybody lives right here, a lot of people are rural, outside the city limits.
I just think it's opening a bag of worms, it's just leaving it completely open.
We still have,
Well, that concern can be addressed because you have the power of appointment
Yeah.
on an annual
if
basis.
you don't want them to be there, vote against them. Period. Right?
And if you restrict yourself by changing what legal counsel is recommending, your recruitment pool narrows dramatically. Okay? Beyond that, as we discussed in the first budget session, you're facing what's being referred to as the silver tsunami. We'll have 6 individuals on the staff that will be able to retire in the coming year. If you limit your recruitment activity, you may be compounding the problem.
And may end up somebody moving to Marion. If you limit it to people who have to be here, you're not gonna hear new candidates that move here.
Well, we got kind of a unique situation with the reservoir as close as it is in the county lake, and that would entice someone that would wanna move to Marion to take an appointed job that's very important to us. That could be part of the recruitment portion of it also. So I wouldn't be in favor of that suggestion.
You know, I'm not in favor of what we have on the paper either, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have to vote no.
Any further discussion? Okay, call for the question. Those in favor of Charter Ordinance 2021-01, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion failed. Okay, move on to number 9, resolution 21-13, ordinance summary publication intent.
Yes, I did a resolution that is, just says that we are opting to do ordinance summaries, when statute allows us to do so. I don't know that we really have to do this, but I just wanted to clear up any question, so I'll leave it up to you if there's any questions. I mean, I know Ruth raised the question about, a lot of people don't look on the internet, they also can contact the city clerk and get a copy of the full, ordinance if they wish to.
Okay. I move to approve resolution 20-13, opting to publish ordinance summaries unless otherwise required by state statute. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Susan, would it be possible in the second paragraph to change the word or to and? Where it says,
Oh, yeah,
and
Yeah.
that would be perfect if we
Yeah.
could.
I can do that.
Okay, you wanna explain the amendment to it then?
That's for you, Susan.
Well, it just basically says that as long as the notice is in the paper, states that it's a summary, and the full text is available on the city website and from the city clerk, and it has been certified by me, so that would just be the only change, instead of it's available on the website or it's available from the city clerk, I can make that change.
Okay. Does the council understand that?
What word are you changing?
Just or.
Third line, second paragraph, text is available on the city's website and from the city clerk.
Just change the word and.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody understand that? Any further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0.
Your Honor, I know that, sir, I know that we went kind of back, but I'm a little concerned about what we need to do about this residency stuff, because we still have these employees hanging. If I would bring one back that, is maybe a little more close, is that what you want me to do? You want me to just let it drop? What do you want me to do? Because I know when I go upstairs, I'm gonna have a city treasurer that's gonna be freaking out. And I'll do whatever you want me to do. It's not my place to tell you what to do, but it feels like this is something that maybe we need to get addressed.
I understand that. I personally don't wanna handcuff the city to the point where if we have a candidate for a position that's an appointed position, where we cannot hire them if they live outside the city limits. I just disagree with that. But that's the council, whatever they wanna do, whatever the council, the rest of the council thinks.
Do you want me to put in some language that says we'll let who we have now, and then in the future will be looked at on a case-by-case basis, and that way, as appointments come up, you can do it that way? Does that fit more of what you're looking for? Okay, I'll bring something back to the next meeting, because I think this is something that we need to.
So what are you gonna say?
I am going to, say that currently we, are opting out, well, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna say it.
Well, yeah, I mean, where do you draw the line?
Yeah,
And when we vote to approve somebody, that's where we have that decision to make.
yeah.
So we're just gonna amend this charter ordinance every time somebody from out of town applies for one of these positions.
And I understand that, but I think there was, I think there was some confusion on what was done in the past, and it feels like that's something that needs to be addressed for our current employees that we have, or appointments that we have. Let me do some research and see if I can come back with something that works for everyone, if that's okay with y'all.
Number 10.
Tonight, we are asking council, for acceptance of a website development and hosting agreement with Civics Plus. I know I have talked about this previously, in budget work sessions, things like that. We have had some recent website attacks on our current website, and so that has brought to light that we need to move forward and we need to do something, more than what we currently have. To handle things like this. So, we have a proposal from Civics Plus, in the packet. They host and serve over 4,000 local governments, currently in the United States. They also have a 24/7 support staff that would assist us with anything that may come up, whether it be business hours or not. They also have an in-house cybersecurity team that provides monitoring of our website. So, we are looking to council, you'll see in their, quote, they list out here, that they provide the standard annual, and then they provide annual domain registration, standard implementation, and then the content development for 200 pages on our website. Now, this would not be something that happens overnight. They told me it would be like a 12 to 15 week time frame, simply because they have to build it. It's not something that would happen tomorrow or the next week. So there is a time frame looking at there. They also have it broke out on the fees. And I know at the last budget work session, we had talked about an amount of $10,000. They are going to break it out into 4 years for us. So this year we would be looking at $4,650. Now, we do not have that currently budgeted, however, I can find that in my budget to cut somewhere else. So that is not an issue.
How's it compare to what we paid for this before?
Currently, we pay, $308.40.
A year?
That includes, the domain name for our website and web hosting for the city website and the rec portion.
What domain name will be used then if we go with this company?
It will be the same.
And I noticed on the agreement, it states a 3-year period instead of a 4. So, it says term and termination. The agreement shall be for a 3-year period, starting at signing, and shall automatically renew year to year unless terminated by either party. So are we going for a 3-year or 4-year?
I'd have to verify that, do you know, Roger? Because the payment portion of it is the 4 years, yeah. And then they also, go ahead.
They're basically letting us take the fees for website creation, design work, amortizing it over a 3-year period. They're obligating us to a 4-year term, which ensures they recoup their costs to create the website, as well as the hosting and security. I'm gonna bring up For me, the most important part of this proposal is the control of the content on the website comes back in-house. We're not reliant on another individual to post whatever we want in front of our citizens, customers. They will provide us the support initially to make sure that everyone in the office is trained on the process. They'll turn it over to us, we'll upload all content. So like the resolutions passed tonight, we'll be able to have them on our website at the conclusion of the meeting, moving forward.
Just to address the resolutions or ordinance that we pass, will that be on the front page, you know, where they can just click like they do with the city map and
Yet to be
stuff like that?
designed,
Yeah.
you're deeply in the weeds right now. If you'd like to see an example, the county's using this same platform, how they chose their layout, but they have over 4,000 cities, and you can go to them and find out. And there's slight variances to all of them, because their cover page, they anchor what's most important in their community.
Well, I know on our website now, the average person cannot find ordinances, and you know that as well as I do.
Yeah, and I voiced that concern for quite some time now, but yes, we can, to answer your question, Ruth, as well, we can design it however we want. We can put whatever we want on our main page, we can redirect it to whatever we want. I mean, we can build it to what suits us best.
And who will do that?
The Civics Plus.
No, who in the city is gonna take
Oh.
that on?
We've already produced a mapping or a guideline of the main page and sub-pages that we desired. And as part of the process of talking with the various vendors, gave them that snapshot.
But who's the person who's gonna be responsible for changing content on our webpage?
That will be me.
So we'll get current dates on the front page then, right? Thank you.
And then going forward, year 4 goes down to just this subscription, will 5, 6, and 7 be that way too?
Yes.
And then pay like USD, or CPA, USDP.
I will add in, the gentleman that I've been working with this company, I did let him know of our concerns that happened in the recent weeks, with our website, and he did say that obviously the website's not gonna be there overnight, but they can they can gain control of our domain name. Almost, I mean, it might be a 24-hour period, but that is something that we can do almost immediately.
Any further questions? Well, I would move to approve and acceptance of the proposal from Civic Plus to host and develop our new website for the city of Marion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded, all those, or any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried, 5-0.
Thank you, Council.
This is long overdue too.
Yes, it is.
Number 11, petition for vacation of the street. Tiffany?
Okay, in the packets, we have received a petition to vacate the south 33 feet of Billings Street and vacate the entire Water Street, which is located in the Billings addition. Okay, in the packets is a map from Marion County Mapping, and if you notice on there, the two streets that are, or the two locations that are listed on the application are already vacated with the county mapping. So sometime in the past that has occurred, but county mapping has no documentation of anything, so it was never filed, over at the county. So basically, this is just clearing it up, for the property owners there. Linda Johnson has, owner of 123 Billings. She's the one that has, turned in this petition, and would like to get it resolved so that it's clear on their deed as well. and they're able to, show that vacated.
Where is 123 building?
If you look on the map, it's under the number 6.
And everything that we're gonna vacate is south of that?
Yes, see where the property kind of jaunts over, and then it splits in half?
Mhm.
So, that 33 feet section right there, and then the Water Street, if you look just south of that, property line there, you'll see 33 feet where it's kind of out farther, that's the Water Street.
So she gains control of this property, is that true?
She currently actually has control of that, because this is what county mapping shows already. This just clears it up and gets
We're
it,
trying to clean up. a
Yep,
mess.
yep. exactly.
Well, is
So,
it south of her house? Is that what we're talking about?
yes,
Well, it's south and east, a little 33-foot square box.
And that won't hurt Honeyfield any then?
no, and he actually, when there's a vacation, so when that street's vacated, it splits in half and half goes to each property owner. So he, I have not talked to him, but he already has that portion of the street vacation on his property. And then, Linda Johnson has it on hers as well. So it's already showing like that, we just don't, there's no documentation, the county, doesn't have anything that says on this date, this was vacated.
Well, does Johnson own that ground south of there,
Yes.
with all the trees and grass and deer and?
So the process for this, tonight, we've received the application, we just need to acknowledge that, and then we're looking for approval from council to publish the notice of hearing. To, hold that hearing, and then after that, we can,
Take what action?
yes,
And the hearing has to be more than 20 days from the first date of publication.
correct.
So you're being asked to set a public hearing on August 9th at 4:30 PM, immediately preceding your council meeting that's scheduled that evening.
I move.
I'll second that. Been moved and seconded to call for public hearing to be held on August 9th regarding the petition for vacation of the Portsmouth Street and Billings. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Number 12, acquisition of a fleet service truck proposal. Ken?
Okay, thank Tiffany, Howie's gonna go